on your post you didn't exactly say which hero you were, but I kind of guessed that between the AM and the Wraith King, it was more likely that you were the Wraith King, because I wouldn't exactly call Anti-Mage versus Pangolier a hard matchup. And the Wraith King was against Underlord plus Techies with Enigma and Invoker support. So the first thing I'll say is, I mean, you're queuing with these guys who are picking Invoker and Enigma support. You should tell them to stop that. Alright, now into the game. I think your starting items are fine, especially if you bought this Quelling Blade in anticipation of not being able to get to the side shop. You probably could have guessed that you were going to be up against an Underlord plus a Techies, or maybe Underlord plus Tree. So it's going to be hard to walk up to this side shop, so I like the Quelling Blade purchase. I'll say this, before the runes spawn, you want to evaluate how powerful each team is at level 1, and that should factor into whether or not you decide to go for their rune. So, level 1 Invoker, quite weak. Level 1 Enigma, quite weak. Level 1 Quinks, weak. Wraith King, pretty strong. Tango, weak. And their heroes, they've got Tree, highest damage in the game at level 1. Underlord has a lot of HP. Sniper can potentially have 3 shrapnels. And Techies, with one of the best level 1 skills in the entire game. 300 damage and 4-second silence. So, it's really gotta watch out for something like that, because you lost a lot of regen, which in a lane like this against Underlord, any regen that you lose before the laning stage is going to be quite detrimental. So, you should definitely practice last hitting, because you've got, Wraith King has a very low variance. See, only a variance of 2. You've got the Quelling Blade, so that brings your damage up to, 26 plus 62. Pretty much 88 damage. You've got 88 damage on Wraith King right now, pretty much. You know, discounting the atrophy, aura, and you're not exactly getting pressured, besides for this Firestorm spam. So you should be getting every single one of these last hits with this 88 damage. And I don't think you should be tanking here, because with the high amount of damage that you have, you should be fine with last hitting under tower. Because you just let the tower hit the melee creeps 5 times, and you let the range creeps get hit twice, and then you get the last hit with 80 damage. Yeah, so you should definitely just practice last hitting a bit. I'm not going to tell you to spend like 10 hours a day practicing last hits or anything, but just, you know, every time you queue, just play the last hit challenge during the queue. And if you do that religiously, then you'll see results. Now, in a lane like this, where you're on the back foot, you're definitely not going to want to trade hits, because this guy, he's hitting for 80 fucking damage, and you're hitting for 60. He's got a nuke, and you've got a stun as well, that you should be spamming out this stun a bit more. Just whenever he's walking up trying to right click you, you should stun him. Just to put some minor harass on him and to stop him from getting in those deadly right clicks on you. And I would like to see you at this point in time ferry yourself a magic wand and like 2 extra tangos and a salve, because you're definitely going to need more regen in this lane. You've got absolutely no regen left, you know, except for the mango and the lifesteal, and that's not going to be enough to sustain yourself against an underlord. See, right now I'm predicting that this underlord is going to solo kill you in this lane eventually. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. But this underlord has the it might happen right here. Nope. And right now you have to go back to base, or else one firestorm and you die. Like if one firestorm lands on you, you're dead. And there you go. So now here's a good opportunity, and you're actually going for the Ring of Health, which is fine. The Ring of Health, especially since it looked like you want Battle Fury. It's fine to have that Ring of Health just to sustain yourself, but it's actually better for your farm if you get that magic wand and move into an Aquila. And you might be saying, it's Wraith King, he's a strength hero. Why would you go Aquila? Well, look at Aquila and see what it provides. 10 damage, 3 strength, so that's 13 damage in total for Wraith King. 9 agility, 3 int, as well as the aura, which gives half a mana regen and 2 armor to nearby allies. But Wraith King now has this new ability, Mortal Strike. Press the button and skeletons spawn. And those skeletons, that 2 extra armor is a big deal. As a Wraith King, the only way you're going to be able to pressure this tower is if you have an Aquila and the Underlord leaves the lane. And probably also you have a catapult. So, one way to make yourself get more CS in lane against somebody like Underlord here is to just anticipate when he's going to Firestorm, and you just got hit by like 4 Firestorms right there. You just can't let that happen. You just gotta let him, you just gotta, what you have to do is get in within 500 range of the creeps, right click Underlord, and then go back immediately. The creeps will follow you, and they'll attack your range creep, and if one of them is low, like if you get really good at it, you do it as one of them is about this level HP. You pull him back, and then you right click to get the last hit. And that'll reduce the amount of harass that you're taking in lane by a large margin. See, you're just sitting in the middle of the creep wave, and you were full HP, but now you lost 300 HP. Let's see what you're sending yourself. The wand and the boots. I like it. You're really going to need that wand and boots. See, you just can't be standing in that Firestorm, because it might not seem like it does a lot of damage. You know, 70, 25, 40, 55. But that really adds up with the six wave count. Really adds up. You can't stand in that. You need to not stand in that at all costs. Because I would say about 80% of the damage that you took, you were at full HP, remember? 80% of the damage you took was from the Firestorm, and the other 20 was from his right clicks. So in this lane, all you have to do is play back. The Underlord's going to push into your tower. He can't really kill you under tower. You just need to dodge his Firestorm, and you just last it under tower indefinitely until he leaves, or until somebody comes and ganks you. And I don't agree with this at all, going straight for the Battle Fury. You might feel like you need it because you just got a really dog shit lane and you want to catch up, but without the attack speed and the stats from treads, you don't farm that fast with Battle Fury. Plus, if the stats from treads helps you survive even once, then that actually makes you farm faster than rushing the Battle Fury. Like, with Wraith King, you really want that early attack speed. You just put your treads on agility. Like this Void Stone right now isn't doing anything for you. You're just manning up on this guy way too often. And that's really making you lose a lot of health. You just need to play passively in this lane and just farm under tower, because you know he's going to... You actually kill him here? Close, close. If you attack moved there, I think you would have killed him. If you had treads there. If you had treads there instead of this perseverance, you would have killed him right there. So, instead of this perseverance, you could have treads and Aquila here. You'd be able to push out the lane much faster, and then go jungle, and you can sustain yourself in the jungle with the Vampiric Aura plus the Mortal Strike. And overall, you farm much faster than this Brown Boots Perseverance. Like, you could have Aquila, Treads, and Perseverance right now if you were playing this lane correctly. So the Aquila, you know, gives you 12 damage on Wraith King, gives you 9 attack speed, gives you 2 armor. That's all stuff you want. Gives you half the point of mana regen. Again, you definitely do want that. Yeah, pretty much you can't walk up to the creep wave and start hitting the creeps against this Underlord. You're just going to take way too much harass. So, you just need to do the creep aggro trick that I was talking about. I'll show you after this laning stage. Well, I guess it's pretty much over. I'll show you the aggro trick that I'm talking about. Yeah, so you were pretty much just not respecting the Underlord nearly enough, because this is a 1v1 lane, and Underlord does win that lane, but not by that high of a margin. Not by the margin that he won against you. You just took way too much free Firestorm harass. You, manned up on him too much, almost killed him, and if you in fact had the correct items, you would have killed him. Okay. Don't die, anti-mage. Okay. So, right click, walk back. Now the creep is over here. Right click, walk back, creeps over here. Yeah, so that's how the creep aggro trick works. In a lane like Underlord where you can't walk up to the lave and just last hit a creep and just deny creeps against them, and you can't trade hits, you just right click on them, walk back, the creeps will follow you. They'll go to your range creep because that's the farthest they can go, and you'll have a much safer time able to get last hits. And if you get good at it, you can wait until a creep gets low. I don't know, let me see if I can show you this. Wait until the creep gets low. You walk it back, and you get the last hit. All with taking minimal harass. Yeah, so don't go straight Battle Fury. You really need those early items just to like be able to farm faster. Plus have some presence in the game.